What's going on, guys? Chandler's Legacy Farm here. I'm gonna do a knife sharpening video today on the, let me get it picked up here, Xarilk, I don't know, Xarilk. That's what it is right there. This is a new knife sharpener I just got. It's the Gen 2 model. It's got adjustments, you know, to you can clamp your blade in here. I'm gonna show you all of it, but clamp your blade, and then you can raise and lower your blade here for your degree, you know, to get your degree, and then your degrees, so that way, you know, you're sharpening it correctly. Oh, come here. But if you look right here, it'll show you the angle right there. It'll show you your angle, right? It'll show you what angle you're on. Now, I've been dreading doing this video because I know there's going to be these people that are probably going to tear me apart saying that I'm doing all this wrong. But this is the way I've learned to use this, and this is the way I've been doing it, and it's been working for me. Okay. This is going to be a two-part video. I promise you that. One part's going to be sharpening. The other part is going to be stropping. Okay, so it'll be a two-part video, and the sharpening system, it came with 3 stones. Okay, it came with a, let me get it turned around here. It came with a 320, an 800, and a 2000 is what it came with. It came with all 3 of those. All right, that's what it comes with. And then you can buy separately. You can buy this. You can buy this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-pack of them. Okay, and these will all fit this sharpening system. And it comes with a 180, a 400, an 800, a 1500, a 2000, and a 3000 grit. Okay, I know a lot of people uses, you know, oil. I know a lot of people uses water. A lot of people don't use anything. I'm in that camp. I don't use anything on the stones. I just clamp the knife in, and I put it, set the sharpener to the degree that I want, you know. And right now it's set on 23 degrees. I'm almost short. Let me get my flashlight out so I can see this really good. Can't see it on that side as well. Turn it around. I'm set right at exactly 23 degrees. That's what the angle is set at. Okay. This will go from like level, I guess you could say, all the way up to 30 degrees. All right, the marks start at 10 degrees. It goes from 10 to 30 degree of angle. That's what it goes to. But I usually sharpen all my knives right around 23 degrees. That's what I've been doing anyway. So I've only sharpened 2 with this since I've had it. I've had this thing about 3 months, and it's a little bit of a learning curve on technique. The setup is pretty easy, but technique is something, you know, you just got to learn with time. I put this knife in here. This is my cold steel SRK in what is it, CPM 3V steel. And I put this knife in there and sharpened it first. And I watched a lot of videos where guys were going like this, okay, to sharpen along the blade, okay, just working it back and forth. Well, when I did that, it created like swirlies on the edge of this blade. It was just like swirls, and some of them are actually still there because I started with this knife at like a 19 or 20 degrees, and then I changed it from 19 to 20 degree, somewhere in that vicinity is where I started, and then I moved it into a 23 degree or 24. So therefore this blade somewhat has a convex grind now. You know what I'm saying? It's not just straight. Let me get this right. It's not straight to a point, okay? It's curved. It's kind of curved to a point, all right? Which makes for a stronger edge, okay? So that's what I done with this knife, and it's got some printer paper here, but I mean, it's sharp. It is sharp. But I didn't get it this way I didn't get it this way with just this. I also stropped it, okay? I mean, I stropped it a lot to get it like it is, okay? And so that's it on this one. The other knife that I have is a knife that my dad made me, or he didn't make me. I just ended up with the knife. My dad was killed in a tragic logging accident back in 2010, and my dad could do anything. He was my hero. He could literally do anything. He was one of those old timers that knew a lot about everything. Well, this is one of the knives that he'd made. This is out of a breast collar for a harness for a horse. This is the the brass balls that stick up on either side of a chest collar for a horse. For a team, anything for pulling. He had draft horses. He had mules that he used to log with, and back in the old days. So anyway, this is one of the knives that he handmade. My dad made a lot of knives. I have a lot of knives that my dad made. Okay, they all have a lot of sentimental value. This is the biggest one that I have that my dad made me. And so anyway, I just got done sharpening this knife on this system, and then I stropped it, and it is pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good. There's still a little catch there, here and there, but it's a pretty good shape. But I've only stropped it once, since I've done all the sharpening. But it's pretty good shape, So anyway, and this is made out of some sort of a carbon steel, I'm sure. My dad, he made a lot of knives out of old cross-cut saws, is what he made a lot of his knives out of. And then there was some sort of blades that he used to get from the job site off of some sort of saws. And the blade itself would be about this wide, this way, you know what I'm saying? But they were about that long, and it had teeth on it. Well, he would, grind it all down, polish it up, anyway, make a knife out of it. So, and then the old style cross-cut saws, he made a lot of knives out of those too. A lot of knives. Most of mine are actually made out of that. This one that I'm fixing to show you that I'm going to sharpen today, I'm not sure if it was made out of cross-cut saw or not. I'm unsure. But this was, I'll show you guys the sheath. My dad made his own sheaths for everything. He was into leather work, and he could make knives, and he made a lot of knives and sold them at work. He worked in the mining industry just like I do, but this is one that he had made, and this was the last one that my father made me, and I don't think I've ever tried to sharpen it. I don't think I've ever tried to put a really good refined edge on it, but we'll see how sharp it is. I'll show you guys how sharp it is before I get it clamped in there and we start working on this thing. I'm going to try to make this video short, guys, but it's going to be hard to do. Yep, see there? It kind of goes. It's sharp. It's sharp in places, but it's not. It's rough. So I'm going to just refine this edge a little bit and show you guys how this sharpener works, how the system works. But it comes with its own little tool here, a little Allen wrench, and it comes with a little sticky thing that you can stick on this plate, so that way you can, it'll hold your tool. They recommend this thing to be mounted solid onto a bench or something, but I have not done that yet. I haven't saw the need to do it yet, actually. So let's see. Oh, and it's got these racks. Well, you probably can't see it. It's got these little racks that holds that'll hold all of your stones, right? So that's pretty handy. So anyway, we will get this started. I hope you guys can see okay. We'll get this blade put in here, and I'll show you my technique that I'm using. Get this thing tightened down. And it seems to hold pretty well, but I tighten the shit out of it. I really do. I really tighten it. So I don't want it moving around much. You can't have it moving around. So anyway, I've already got the angle set on 23 degrees. I don't know what this is. Now, if you really want to find the angle on your blade, you take a Sharpie and you run down the edge of your blade, okay? And then you put Then you put your stone in, whichever stone you want to go with. I would, if you're just checking, you know, checking things, I would put in something like the 2000 or the 3000, just to see if it's going to take that mark off. Okay. Well, I'm not going to do that on this one. Just kind of is what it is. We're going to go with it. So anyway, you loosen this screw here, and then this will pull in and out. Correct? So we're going to start. That knife is already relatively sharp, so I'm going to start with, say, let's start with 400. What do I got over here? 320, 180. I don't think I need to start. I don't know. We'll go 400. We'll see what it does. All right. You're just gonna put it in there on one side, pull it, and then pull it apart, and then it'll fit right in there. And then you just tighten this little screw down, right? So then you're gonna want to set this on the blade. Set that on the blade, and then check your level. This has a level out on the end of it, okay? And if you want to make sure that you have your angle correct, okay, I've got this set on 23 degrees. So with it on 23-degree angle, if this bubble is not right, you're not sharpening at 23 degrees, okay? So there's two ways of raising this up. You can raise it here or you can raise it down here. So it's got two ways of raising it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this up a little bit. I'm going to lower that just a little bit. So that way that bubble is level. And you need to make sure that the table you're working on is pretty level too. I know that this is mostly level. Pretty good shape, you know. So we got that. That's level. I got it clamped in there. We're just going to start. Now, what I normally do is I'll do about 20 passes like this. Or I'll go like this. It's thundering outside. But anyway, you want to go like this is the way you want to go at first, okay? That's the way I go at first. And I do about 20 passes. See if that looks like it's doing about right. I think it is. It looks pretty good. You can always take a flashlight and then you can kind of look. Even if you got a dim light, it actually works a little better because then it doesn't blind you as bad. I think that's working okay. And then you got to have a rag so you can kind of keep your blade clean, especially if you're doing it dry like I do. But all right, that's about 20, something like that, and it is not pulling a burr except for in a couple places here. So I may have to go to a lower grit to get this knife the way I want it. And I know they say whenever you flip this thing around, the degree could be off and all that stuff, but I mean, I'm not that picky. I just want a sharp knife. I mean, I don't know. I've watched a lot of videos on this, and a lot of people hates this sharpening system. A lot of people likes it. I don't know. I don't have nothing to compare it to, so I know there's going to be people say, yeah, you should have bought this, you should have bought that, but I got this thing for $78 on Amazon, and right now it's $90. And they've came out with a Gen 3 that has two little clamps here that'll clamp your blade, which is pretty neat, but I don't know. I'm still refining my skills on this one. So, you know, it is what it is. Got to make sure that's tight because this rod screws into this, and then this sets your rod so that way it stays tight. But what you're wanting to do is just keep working until you form a burr. You know, I'm sure everybody's heard of that. You just keep working one side until you can feel a burr. And I can feel a burr in just a couple places. This might take a lot more work than I think. I'll tell you what, let's screw this out, take that loose. Then I'm just gonna work this stone off the edge, all right? Work this stone off the edge. Come on, quit messing with me here. See, maybe they're right. Maybe this thing is a piece of shit. No, there we go. You got to loosen that. Okay, so we're going to go with, let's go ahead and start with something pretty stout. Let's go 180. Let's go with the lowest grit they got. So that way we can make something happen here. Pull that apart. get that in there, get it in there straight, make sure that's tight, and then snug this down. All right, pull it back over to me, same thing. You notice I didn't actually set my phone on it and check the degree or have a degree angle thing. I'm just trusting what it says. You know what I mean? Because that's the way I've sharpened the other two knives, and guess what? They're sharp. I mean, they'll slice paper, they'll cut hair off of you. You know, they're pretty well shaven sharp, and I didn't do anything super precise to make it that way. You know, I think sometimes people overthink little projects. You know what I mean? People just overthink things. It's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I think people overthink. So, all right, bubble's still level. Let's just keep working it here. Just keep working it. Like I said, I've never tried to actually sharpen this thing. And you saw how sharp it was. It was relatively sharp, but I don't know what the angle was. So what I'm doing here now is cutting my own angle on it at 23 degrees. You know what I'm saying? So I mean that's what I got going on here. It's starting to get a burr. It's starting to get a pretty good burr in places. What it is. So you just stay at it, relatively light pressure. You know, you don't want to grind real hard on it. Just kind of push it through, make it happen, right? Now, if I wanted to, I could have put a mark on this from where my dad had made the actual edge, you know, but I don't know. I just wanted to throw an edge on it, right? So we'll just throw whatever at it we want to, right? We're gonna flip it around. There's a little tab here that you flip back and forth. And whenever you flip it back and forth, then this knife can turn, okay? So now we have it locked in. Now when you flip it around though, you do want to kind of check and make sure you're still level. I'm still pretty damn close to level. Let's make sure the knife ain't moved any. It may have moved a little. There we go. Come on, there we go. That's about right. Okay. Yeah, it's still pretty damn close to level. It's close enough to level for me, anyway. So we're just going to keep working at this, and we'll just keep working at it. And what we'll do is, now that I've started with the lowest grit, what I'll do, I will go and I will work through every grit. All right. Every grit that I have, I will work through it. I will go, I'm on 180. I will go to the 320. Well, probably. I'll go to the 320. I'll go to the 400. Then I will go to the 800, 1500, 2000, and 3000. And then I will end with a strop. All right. So that's what we got going on. That's what I want to do. I don't know what this, you know, I don't know the hardness of this steel. I don't know nothing about it. I just know that Dad made it, and I'm going to sharpen it. You know what I mean? That's all I know. But let's see. I don't know. I don't think I'm helping it much. All I'm doing is basically reprofiling the blade is what it's doing right now. It's reprofiling it to that 23 degree angle. And it is still set right on 23 degree. So we'll just keep working it. We'll just keep working it. I know some people say it's hard to use this on little knives or big knives. I don't know. I've used it on 3 knives now, and all of them's got between a 4 and 6 inch blade. So as far as using it on something really small, I don't know. Using it on something humongous, yeah, probably not. But I know, like on my machetes and stuff, I don't get that rambunctious with keeping everything perfect anyway. So, all right, It definitely feels like it's doing something. What it is, I believe so. Wipe that dust off there carefully. Try not to cut ourselves. But all right, let's wipe that off. Let's get this on that side. Flip that around. Tighten her back down. Set that back on there. Yes, we're still level. There's a little bit of an edge there, or should I say a burr on the edge, just a little. All right. That's my technique. Okay, that's the way I do it. And then whenever I get into the other one, when I get into the finer stones, instead of pushing it against it like I am now, I'll pull it away. Okay, so then I'm pulling away from the edge. This way I'm going now, I'm trying to cut it. I'm trying to grind it to cut it. I don't know how I should say it, but I'm trying to cut that steel off this away. You know what I'm saying? I keep going this direction. Now after I get it cut, get my angle like I want it. Ooh, it's almost there too. Once I get that angle like I want it, then what I'm going to do is just start pulling it off. So then I pull it this way, okay? And then that's the same way you want to strop something. We'll get into stropping on the next video. But anyway, let's see, that's the way I'll do it whenever I get the other stones on. But for now, I'm going against it. Let me go ahead and roll that again. Oh, got to roll it this way. Handle's too long. All right. All right. I know it's still it's going to be rough. I'm sure of it. But for video time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and pull this thing out. In order to adjust this, you adjust this brass knob right here, or this silver knob. It's what adjusts you up and down, okay? If I didn't say that, I'm sorry. Ooh. All right, we got it out. Let's go ahead and wipe some of that off. Yeah, it's definitely a rough edge. I can feel it. It's definitely rough. Now since I've only used the rougher grit, it may actually be duller than it was, you know, because I haven't refined the edge and pulled the burr off. Yeah, see, sometimes it'll get dull first before it gets sharp. See, it's actually a little bit duller than it was, but I'm reprofiling that edge, and it has that burr. It still has that little bit of a burr stuck out on the edge of it. You know, that's why you have to go through every grit. That's why you have to do that with every grit, and then use your strops, your leather strops. You gotta use a strop if you really want something really sharp. Anyway, you know, I'm not Peterbilt knife guy. I'm not gonna make stuff screaming sharp like he can. I'm just not that good at it. You know what I mean? I just want a serviceable edge. You know what I mean? Something that whenever I go to cut something, it's gonna cut it. You know what I mean? I'm not super precise or anything like that. I'm just a normal guy that just wants something. Whenever I grab something out of its sheath, I want it to cut something. You know, that's it. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna finish this up. I'm gonna go through the rest of this and go through the rest of the stones. You guys saw that I think I've made it worse right now just because it doesn't have the burr pulled off. So I'm gonna go through the rest of these stones, and then I'm gonna make another video on cleaning these strops, getting these strops clean, because these strops have got the compound on them, and the compound is worn out, and it's bad. So I'm going to show you guys how to clean a strop, and then show you how to actually strop this knife. So watch my next video that's coming up on stropping knives, and I will try my best to fix my dad's knife where it's nice and sharp and pretty and good and clean. All right, we'll get out of here, and if you like what I'm doing, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I got a lot of work to do here, so I'm gonna get out of here and finish going through all these, and I'll see you guys on the strop video. I will post both of them at the same day. But all right, guys, we'll get out of here. We will see ya.